Hi, I'm Kelsey, and today I bring to you my August wrap-up and my September TBR. This is the first official one I've ever done on this channel, so I'm sorry if it's a little bit rough. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to talk about, but hopefully you enjoy nonetheless. So for the month of August, I did read I read 4 books. And by the way, I do want to mention that I'm never going to do a wrap-up and a TBR video separately because I don't think that I'll have enough content or books to talk about. I consider 4 books to be a lot in a month, 1 book a week. Like, I've got other stuff to do. So the first book I read is right here. That is the Gotham Writers Workshop Writing Fiction, the Practical Guide from New York's acclaimed creative writing school. Creative Writing School. Long title. I read this because Molly Reed, she's on YouTube, and she's doing a book club now. So she picks one writerly reads book a month, and so it's a book that's based on the craft of writing. And I'm writing a book myself, well, editing / writing. So books like this are really helpful to me, and I was an English major. I just graduated college, so I always want to further my knowledge of books on the craft of writing. But I do have a review about it. I can link it down below, but it was a great book. It's a good starter if you're looking into writing your own novel. The second book is The City of Lost Souls by Cassandra Clare. This is book 5 in the Mortal Instruments series, and it was wonderful, and I'm super excited to get into the next one in this series. But before I could, I had to read Clockwork Angel, which was my 3rd book I read this month, but I was kind of sad to start this series, to be honest. I really wanted to just read about Clary and Jace and Simon, knowing that there was 1 book left, and I was like not interested in reading about other characters. So it actually did take me about 100 to 150 pages to really get into this book, but let me tell you, this book is great. Like, if you haven't read this series and you're kind of iffy about me because you love the Mortal Instruments series, you'll love this too. I don't even know who I like more now. I don't even know like who I want to read about more now. So it's making everything really complicated in my life. But this was a great book. I'm not gonna have an individual review, I think I'll have a joint review for the whole Infernal Devices series. And then to finish it off, Clockwork Prince. So this is the 4th book that I did read this month. I loved this one as well. I finished it about 2 days ago, so the ending is really just still stuck in my head, and I'm going crazy because, like, I don't know, the way they ended it, it's a great book. Just read the series, you'll love it. Yeah, that was it for my August wrap-up, but to start my September TBR, it's kind of just following along the same lines that you might have already seen. So I'm starting it off with Clockwork Princess, the last book in the Infernal Devices series. I'm already on page 50. I was thinking maybe I'd finish this. Technically I still have like 3 hours, but there's no way I'm gonna finish this. But it's already really good, and I don't know where it's gonna go, and I'm trying to stay away from spoilers on the internet because I just keep looking up reviews and people keep talking about who they ship and all this other stuff, and I'm like, oh no, like, leave me out of it. The book I'm gonna read after that is gonna be The City of Heavenly Fire, which is the 6th book in the Mortal Instruments series. And I'm really sad because I'm just ripping my heart out by reading the last book in the Infernal Devices and then reading the last book in the Mortal Instruments, which I believe is correct. I haven't really looked that up, but I think these are the last books in the series. I don't know why she did it that way because now I'm just really sad, but I'm ready to get back to Clary and Jason Simon, so I'm all down for this. However, this is a super hefty book. I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but it might be that I only read those 2 books this month. So if I'm being ambitious, my 3rd book that I plan on reading is this right here. It's Bright Lights, Big City by Jay McGurney. And if you saw my review on the writing fiction book, you'd have heard about this already because I did read a little excerpt from it. And this book's in 2nd person, and I've never read a book in 2nd person before, but it's always interested me. It sounds so beautiful. Let me see if I can find something to read. Okay, so here's a little section. By 2 o'clock, it's 8 in Paris, and everyone has gone home for the day. For the rest of the afternoon, you will try to fill in the holes with reference books and calls to the consulate in New York. Your eyelids feel as if they are being held open by taxidermy needles. you push on blindly. Your new watch... Rude. Your new watch dies at 3:15. You shake it, then wind it. The winding knob falls off in your hand. I don't think it's going to spoil anything. This book is meant to be about this guy's journey as he goes through the streets of New York and goes to nightclubs and does some drugs, don't do drugs, and just really experiences the city for himself. And I absolutely love New York, so I would love to hear about it from the second person as if I'm actually there. And it just sounds like it's really great writing, so I'm excited for this. Now, I highly doubt that I'm going to finish that book. It is pretty short, but I'm not even sure if I'll get to it. But if I do, the next book I'm going to pick up is going to be Wonder by R.J. Palacio. I've heard a lot of great things about this, and I know that there's a movie coming out, and I've refrained from even watching the trailer because I hate having an actor stuck in my head before I even have read part of the novel. So, I'm planning on reading this. I'm hoping it's not too sad. I've heard it's like a little bit sad, but I think it's also a little bit lighthearted, maybe. I think the ending makes up for it, I hope. So it's about a guy that's born with a facial deformity that prevents him from going to mainstream school until now. So he's going to be in 5th grade, so it is a younger boy. And I guess he's just dealing kind of with his experience as he is an outsider. So that is it for my August wrap-up and September TBR. I understand that normally people probably talk more about the books that they read, but I think a lot of people already know the Mortal Instruments series and the Infernal Devices series, so further in the future I will probably talk about some of the books more. But if you have any advice or tips for me on how I could make these better, leave a comment down below. If you've read any of these books, comment down below, especially if you've read the Jay McGurney one, the one in second person, or if you've read any books in second person, if you could recommend some down below, because I'm really into that right now. But that is all. Thank you for watching.